Good evening and welcome to your Monday, July 29, 2024 edition of the Evening News. I am Jemima Holmes. Thank you for joining us. Let's take a look at some of the lead stories tonight. Electoral fraud trial begins with a witness testifying about blatant attempts to steal votes. GRA acted unlawfully by charging 30% excise tax on remigrants' duty-free vehicles, says Chief Justice. Teachers urged to be patient as GTU MOE continue good faith talks, says LYTE. LIMA family attacked, robbed by armed bandits, neighbor shot. Father of two killed in suspected hit and run in West BERBICE. And CARICOM states must ensure systems, borders, can stop arms smuggling, says President Ali. Now for the news in detail. The 2020 general and regional elections fraud case against former employees of the Guyana Elections Commission and other co-accused began today with witness testimony that electoral staff attempted to subtract votes from the People's Progressive Party Civic and add them to the then ruling coalition party. Here is Gerald Bryan with our lead story tonight.
During day one of the trial into the election fraud accused before Magistrate Leron Daly, current Minister of Local Government and Regional Development Sonia Parag was called to the stand. Parag was in 2020 a PPPC candidate and party rep in the Ashmans building during the tabulation of the Region 4 results. She testified that efforts were being made by GCOM staff before her very eyes to alter the results by deducting PPPC votes and adding votes to the then ruling APNU AFC. According to Parag, she raised strenuous objections. Others, such as current minister within the Office of Prime Minister Kwame McCoy, subsequently joined in making objections. She said that as she raised her objections, however, persons in the room were also trying to counteract them. At this point, however, some of her testimony was not admitted by the court after objections by defense counsel. Additionally, Magistrate Daly questioned the relevance of some of the evidence being presented. However, Special Prosecutor Darshan Ramdani noted that the relevance is in GCOM deliberately ignoring the objections of multiple observers in the room. Parag also named former GCOM official Michelle Miller, one of those on trial, as being the person who read out numbers from what she believed was a spreadsheet. Meanwhile, after consulting with counsel in her chambers, Magistrate Daly eventually adjourned the case until July 30, 2024 at 9:30 hours. Based on Ramdani's opening statement, forensically audited statements of poll will be presented to the court during the course of the trial. In an interview with the media afterwards, he noted that despite objections from defense, the magistrate was allowing the evidence to flow.
We've had a good morning so far. There have been a lot of objections. You have seen the objections. I think it's almost objection after objection, but the evidence is flowing smoothly. You saw the magistrate let us continue with the evidence. So the objections or no objection, the evidence is coming out. And there was an objection taken, for instance, as to the identification of these defendants. And the magistrate made it very clear that this case will not turn upon whether these people are the people who were sitting along in that room calling out numbers, because that's what the defense tried to do, to object on the identification of the defendant's charge as being persons who were associated with these allegations. And the magistrate properly overruled that.
Ronald Daniels, who is one of the defense lawyers, meanwhile continued his objections outside to Parag being allowed to give testimony that had not been disclosed to the defense.
In the latter portion of Ms. Parag's testimony, she was given evidence that was not disclosed to the defense. And of course, we've had quite a protracted period over which disclosure could have been made. So we took the objection that the evidence that she was given, we did not have the benefit of that to obtain instruction from our clients so that we can treat with that accordingly. Quite unfortunately, our learned senior on the prosecution side took the view that the witness should be permitted to what we would deem as to venture the frolic of her own, to give testimony about virtually anything, anything that he perhaps deems relevant, which was not disclosed to the defense. So we just stood our ground on that.
The trial is set to last from July the 29th till September the 13th, some 4 years after the 2020 general and regional elections. Gerald Bryan, The Evening News.
Chief Justice Roxanne George today ruled that the Guyana Revenue Authority has been acting unlawfully since July 2023 by charging a 30% excise tax rate on remigrants' duty-free vehicles. Following the ruling, the tax body may have to now issue refunds to all persons who were made to pay the 30% tax. Find out more in this Michael Henry report.
Since July 2023, the Guyana Revenue Authority, GRA, raised the excise taxes payable by remigrants from 10%, 30% on vehicles with engines larger than 3,000 cc. However, on Monday, Chief Justice Roxanne George granted an order declaring that the GRA's imposition of excise tax at the rate of 30% was illegal. The matter came up after a remigrant, Aditya Basdew, through his lawyer, Siand Durjan, took the tax body to court. On 8th April 2024, Commissioner General of the GRA, Godfrey Statia, had written Basdew that he was given duty-free concessions as a remigrant. Basdew was required to pay 30% excise taxes on his new generation 2023 Toyota Land Cruiser. Basdew took issue with this and caused his attorney to write the GRA on April 15, explaining that there was a problem because the correct and proper excise tax rate was 10%. In Basdew's case, the 10% was equivalent to over $1.5 million, but the GRA was insisting that he pay nearly $4.6 million, a difference of $3.1 million. After the GRA did not reply to the letter, Basdew sued the government agency. Then last week, GRA's Deputy Commissioner Mr. Gavin Lowe dispatched a letter stating that regulations of 10th July 2023 tripled the rate of excise taxes payable from 10% to 30%. However, when the matter came up for hearing on Monday, counsel for the GRA, Ms. Nicklin Belgrave, reported that the agency made a mistake. He explained that GRA has now realized that the Minister of Finance had merely signed the regulations of July 2023, but the regulations were not duly brought into force by being published in the official gazette or being tabled in the National Assembly. In this regard, the Chief Justice declared that the GRA's policy of requiring 30% excise taxes was unlawful, and she granted an order to compel the organization to apply the correct excise tax of 10%. Moreover, the Chief Justice remarked that the GRA should reach out to everyone who overpaid excise taxes and refund the wrongfully collected monies to the taxpayers. I am Michael Henry, reporting for the Evening News.
Teachers nationwide have been urged to have patience as the Guyana Teachers Union and government through Education Ministry continue good faith talks on salary increases for 2024 onward. The call was made by GTU's President Mark LYTE. Trishel Sobers reports.
Just 4 days ago, the Education Ministry reportedly made an initial proposal for a 7% across-the-board increase for teachers for 2024, despite the Guyana Teachers Union's previous proposal of 39.6%. In addition, the government had proposed a 6% increase for 2025 and 2026, when the union had presented 30%. In a video message on its social media page on Monday, the union's president Mark LYTE revealed that the GTU rejected the government's offer. In this regard, he implored teachers countrywide to remain patient as both parties continue to negotiate for a fair agreement.
When this union, the Guyana Teachers Union, gave an undertaking in a room or to our members that we will carry out a particular position or take a particular position or carry out a particular mandate, we are going to stick with it. And so I would like to appeal to our members. I would like to appeal to our members to say to you all, do not allow yourself to get worked up. Do not get worked up to raise your anxiety level over issues that are non-issues. And I want everyone to be at ease and to know that your union is working on your behalf to ensure that the package signed with the Ministry of Education benefits not only teachers that are active in the system, but it benefits those persons who are retired.
Apart from salary negotiations, LYTE said the GTU and the ministry have made progress in other areas. In fact, he described the ongoing talks between GTU and the ministry to be in good faith. Nevertheless, he assured teachers that the union will push for a higher salary increase for them.
There are several areas that further talk has to take place, including the percentages that government is likely to put forward or has put forward. As you have seen in the public's domain, the union has clearly said we have not accepted, nor will we accept. If that is the position of government to offer those percentages, we will not accept.
Bilateral talks between the ministry and the union on the new 2024 to 2026 multi-year agreement commenced on July 11, after months of prolonged industrial action by teachers. Earlier in the month, the GTU conceded to government's proposal that salary increases for teachers should be determined under a new agreement for the current year onward. GTU has been pushing for a backdated collective bargaining agreement, but government through the Education Ministry has maintained that it is fully prepared to work on a multi-year agreement from 2024 and not 2019, as being initially demanded by the union. Trishelle Sobers, Evening News.
In keeping with its commitment to help Guyana safeguard workers' rights and well-being, the International Labour Organization recently commenced consultation for the country's third Decent Work Country program for 2024 and beyond. Here's Trishelle Sobers again with the details.
Director of the International Labour Organization ILO, Johnny Musabayana, recently led a delegation to Guyana. He was accompanied by key players in the agency, including the Senior Specialist for Employees Activities, Specialist for Workers Activities, and a Senior Program Officer. Whilst here, the ILO team engaged stakeholders from the Ministry of Labour, labour union bodies, and the private sector, so as to cover every crevice of the Decent Work Country program. The program's primary goal is to vividly outline decent working conditions for employees, promote development and inclusivity, and address labor-related priorities. Additionally, it will include policies and strategies to promote equitable labor environments, therefore contributing to the country's sustainable economic growth. In an exclusive interview with the Evening News, Labour Minister Joseph Hamilton disclosed that Decent Work Country program will be actionable so as to aid in Guyana achieving the Sustainable Development Goals 2030.
The Decent Work Country program basically is, want of a better word, a kind of an agreement between the tripartite, which is Labour, the union and the private sector, as to plans and programs and how we see ourselves coordinating the activities going forward for the next 5 years. Primarily paying attention to training and retraining of workers, the whole issue about protection of the rights of workers, which would include labor relations and safety and health. And then, of course, it would tie in to the our commitment to the SDGs.
Hamilton said when completed, the Decent Work Country program will also strengthen Guyana's labor system and revolutionize the way public and private sector tackle work-related issues.
What is tentative on the agenda is the Director General that is stationed in Geneva might be in Guyana in October, I think they said, for the signing of the Decent Work Country program between Guyana and the ILO. So that's where we're at regarding the matter.
In Guyana, the ILO also hosted a two-day workshop which served as a platform to evaluate the current labor market and address challenges within the sector through innovative solutions. The workshop marked a significant step forward, enhancing the lives of workers in Guyana, ensuring that labor policies are effective and sustainable. Trishelle Sobers, Evening News.
Over 50 residents from Region 3 have received their land titles from the government. Michael Henry reports that President Dr. Irfan Ali was present at the distribution ceremony on Sunday.
After a 40-year wait, 56 residents of Banwell in Region 3, Essequibo Islands, West Demerara, have finally received their land titles from the government. During the distribution ceremony on Sunday, President Dr. Irfan Ali emphasized that this milestone represents generational enhancement for families, assuring residents that the government is committed to providing not only good homes, but also well-constructed infrastructure.
And to say to your children that you now have all the paperwork and legal possession of your land. You will now also be able to use this very important asset to get loans to improve your homes, to expand your businesses, and to build prosperity with your family. It is not only about the titles to the land. It is about ensuring you have the infrastructure, building the roads, expanding the roadways, giving you water, ensuring you have proper access to electricity, drainage, all of these things we are working on to give you a complete package to a better and more prosperous life.
The head of state said other residents in the region will soon receive their titles as well.
College Park North, Anna Katrina Seawall, and Acme Housing Scheme. Because I know those who are looking at the live will ask, what about these three schemes? But I've got news for you. You started the work, and within 4 weeks, we'll be in your communities to have you sign up and deliver your titles to you.
Meanwhile, Banwell represents the first batch of 4 areas slated to receive their titles. The other communities include Good Hope, Philadelphia, and D. William. Michelle Henry, The Evening News.
Coming up, man shot dead after opening fire on police at Cummings Lodge, and more GDF ranks busted with ganja. Do stay with us, more news ahead.
Transitions LYTE intelligent lenses. Pick your color. Choose your style. Available at Optique Vision Care.
Need quality electrical or hardware supplies for domestic, commercial, and industrial usage? Visit SPR Enterprise. We stock a wide variety of tools, transformers, connectors, cables, line hardware, and control products at competitive prices. Check us out for brands such as Square D, Eaton, Fluke, Klein, and 3M. We are located at 45 Brick Dam, Georgetown, or call us on 223-5699, 223-5687, or WhatsApp 639-7193. SPR Enterprise, your single source for quality electrical products.
Love using iBet Supreme? Now is your chance to refer and make money with iBet. Refer your family and friends to iBet, and each new sign-up gets $1,000 in bonus credit, and you will earn $500 cash for each referral. But wait, it gets better. Each time your friends top up their iBet Supreme account, you get 1% cash of the top-up value. So ready to make some money? Visit ibetgamesui.com/refer to get started, or WhatsApp or call 592-608-5065.
Did you know that when you leave your property unoccupied and unmanaged, it deteriorates much faster than you can imagine? Then before you know it, much of your hard-earned investment is wasted. At Hand in Hand Trust Corporation, property management is our business. Whether you travel for long periods, live overseas, or have several properties that require managing, let us at Hand in Hand Trust Corporation take care of this for you. Your property is safe with us. Hand in Hand Trust Corporation Incorporated, a member of the Hand in Hand Group of Companies.
At Gaffurs, we have the locks to keep your home and family safe from intruders. Get security with Toledo and Dura door locks, made in the USA and Canada. They fit most doors 1 3/8 to 1 3/4 inch thick, with a 2 3/8 to 2 3/4 inch back set. Gaffurs also has the popular Yale brand, with competitive prices in various styles and finishes. You can also get weatherproof padlocks by Yale and Toledo in sizes 30mm to 70mm. So get top brand, durable and affordable locks to keep you safe day and night from Gaffurs MacDoom Mega Complex and outlets at Parika, Needs, Land of Canaan, Bedawatting, Rose Hall, Kanji and Diamond. Gaffurs, the name you.
Welcome back. You're watching the Evening News. 26-year-old Gordon Sanko of Goodverwachting squatting area, East Coast Demerara, was in the wee hours of Sunday shot dead by police after allegedly opening fire on a team of officers at Seafield Cummings Lodge, Greater Georgetown. Based on reports received, officers from the Albertown Police Station were on mobile patrol when a 15-year-old and her 34-year-old mother informed them that the now dead man had discharged a loaded firearm with intent. As police arrived at Sanko's reported location, he, upon seeing the officers, allegedly drew a handgun and discharged 2 rounds in their direction, prompting them to seek cover. In retaliation, one of the officers fired 2 rounds at Sanko, thus injuring him. He reportedly ran a short distance and collapsed. He was immediately picked up and taken to the Georgetown Public Hospital, where he was treated but later succumbed to his injuries. The police stated that they found a .380 caliber pistol and 3 live rounds of ammunition at the scene. The Guyana Police Force announced that an investigation into the incident was underway as authorities work to ascertain the full details of the shooting. We now tell you that a father of 2 was this morning killed in a suspected hit-and-run accident in West Coast Berbice. Michael Henry reports that 1 person has been arrested and is assisting with the investigations.
36-year-old Conrad Lawrence Bacchus, a construction worker and father of 2 of number 29 Village, West Coast Berbice, was during the wee hours of Monday killed in a suspected hit-and-run accident in the neighboring village, number 28. The man's niece, Tiffany Bacchus, spoke with the media where she related that at around 4 hours 18, she received news about the accident.
I received a call from someone saying someone got hit on the road, if I know the person. I was like, I don't know, but I can go out and check. However, I didn't have on clothes, I put on clothes, I go out, I checked. When I reached to the scene, there was my uncle laying motionless on the road. His brains, everything was scattered.
Thereafter, she contacted other family members. According to her, there was a car on the roadway at the time.
Nobody was on the road. However, he was laying, and we saw a car parked about 300 feet away from him, changing a tire. We then went, observed the car, took the number, come back. There was a mud guard on the road. My uncle come back. He checked the mud guard. He went back. He checked the car. When he went back and he checked the car, it was a Mazda, and the mud guard was a Mazda. However, eventually, and took my phone, used the phone to take the picture of the mud guard, and he went back to the people that was there changing the tire. He asked, man, y'all see y'all knock a man? They then said, one person said, no, when I see, I pull. Next person, when I feel, I pull. They drive over. Apparently, like they drive over. And that was it.
Police have since arrested 1 person as investigations continue. Michelle Henry, The Evening News.
A Lima Sands Essequibo Coast businessman and his family were last evening attacked and robbed by 4 bandits armed with guns. Their neighbor was also shot and is currently hospitalized. Luana McAllister reports.
30-year-old Sirnarayan Turbani operates a supermarket from his home at Lima Sands, Essequibo Coast, Region 2. At around 20 hours on Sunday, he was in the process of restocking a fridge when 4 men rushed into the yard. At the time, his wife was at the counter while his children were upstairs. Turbani said the bandits began to attack his wife, but he told them to leave her alone, and as such, they turned their attention on him.
So I left she and they deal with me. And they carry upstairs and lashed me back on my head, with the gun. And they gone upstairs, and then beat me up and they go up upstairs. We reach upstairs and they lash me up inside my head. And then they give me one more lash on this one boss. And then me follow. And from there they start kicking me and so ask where the money and me tell them that money you got to find upstairs and I said let's stop beating me. Still got some money there. He had upstairs we had 640,000 in check and put it to one side. I showed the police center when I come, where I take it from. And my daughter we got 70 something. They say she think and she chain like this. Yeah. She chain and she usually carry from there. And the chain I buy for she was 340,000 or something like that buy for she. Then got with that. Also then got with a good push of money. I was selling in the shop with the price money was selling. So to roughly average 1.5 with the job or 1.8 and so with the jewelry. And the cash because we have reasonable money with the price business with the shop. And the guy just 640,000. We check me we put one side. Plus the guy me wrong too.
The man's wife, Melissa Thomas, related to this newscast how she and her husband were badly beaten by the bandits.
Gun come to me and find the gun to me. And me make one halang loose of all the money. Yeah, me run guy, my husband inside the store. And they run behind me. And my husband, because of open the back door for go, but when me pull the bolt, them lock back the door. One of them. Me time the other start to check the money inside. And me then I carry upstairs, my husband. My daughter went upstairs and he said to me, my little son escaped. They put people like them on the ground and I tell you the money. And I tell them that me give them all the money already. We don't give them all the money. And they start beating me and my husband.
Meanwhile, as the bandits were making their escape, a neighbor who heard the commotion had come out of his yard and shouted at the perpetrators. However, one of the bandits discharged 2 shots in his direction, one of which struck him in the abdomen. Investigations are ongoing. Lawanda McAllister for the Evening News.
Less than 2 weeks after 2 sergeants attached to the Ghana Defense Force were busted with a large quantity of ganja in a force-issued vehicle, another 2 senior Army officers have been caught engaging in a similar criminal offense. Kelroy Williams tells us more.
40-year-old Edward McCalmont, a corporal attached to Camp Ayagano who resides at Caneville, East Bank, Demerara, and 24-year-old John Johnson, a lance corporal attached to Base Camp Stevenson and of Tamari, are currently in custody. The duo was traveling in a Route 42 minibus when it was intercepted in the vicinity of Space Gym Mandela Avenue, Georgetown. In a statement from police headquarters, it was explained that ranks from the special branch along with officers went to Mandela Avenue where they intercepted the minibus, which is owned by McCalmont, who was in the driver's seat. Johnson was reportedly in the front passenger seat. They were the only 2 occupants. The 2 Army officers were informed that they were stopped based on intelligence received that they were trafficking narcotics. As such, the police searched the vehicle, during which 49 well-wrapped parcels containing cannabis were found on the seats. The Evening News was informed that at the time of the bust, the soldiers were clad in their military uniform but were allowed to change into civilian clothing following their arrest. Just Tuesday last, Sergeants Colvis Sam of Turkin, Greater Georgetown, and Adisa Higgins from Wismar Housing Scheme Linden were charged and remanded to prison for having 154 pounds of ganja in their possession. It was reported that the 2 sergeants were busted during a joint intelligence-led operation involving the Special Branch and Regional Division 4B. It was reported that on July 18 at Coverdin East Bank Demerara, the two ranks were traveling in a vehicle belonging to the Defense Force when it was discovered that they were transporting 22 parcels of cannabis. Their case comes up again on August 12th. Kelroy Williams, The Evening News.
Gerald Bryan joins us now to report on the opening of the 47th regular meeting of the Conference of Heads of Government of the Caribbean Community, where outgoing Chairman, President Dr. Irfan Ali, called on member states to focus on building stronger security systems and more resilient borders to stamp out arms smuggling. Here are the details.
During the opening ceremony of the 47th CARICOM Heads of Government meeting in St. George's, Grenada, President Dr. Irfan Ali made a call to action on the issue of regional security. President Ali, who is the outgoing chairman of CARICOM, stressed that the region must ensure its commitment to safeguarding its borders and denting the arms trade never wavers.
Our commitment to these three things must be unshakable. But our commitment to ensuring that the societies we build have safeguards that would disallow the type of weapons that are getting into our borders. Just as we have to build our borders and we're investing our borders, investing in our security system to ensure our borders reduce the negative impact on other borders. Whether it's the movement of drugs, we have to ensure we build stronger systems so that our borders are not used as tools to affect other borders.
According to President Ali, ensuring that illegal guns do not enter into member states will require investments as well as some special assistance. He noted the importance of member states seeking solutions to these and other problems during their gathering.
Whether it's the movement of drugs, we have to ensure we build stronger systems so that our borders are not used as tools to affect other borders and other countries. We have to fight the drug trade, fight transnational crime. And to do that, we have to invest in security. We have to invest in border protection. We have to invest in port security. We have to meet all international standards, and we are committed to doing so.
In Guyana, there have been recent successes in recovering illegal firearms, with Vice President Dr. Barry Jagdeo declaring at a recent press conference that many of these guns originate in the U.S. He had called for greater U.S. support in aiding Guyana when it comes to combating illegal arms trading. Based on recent utterances from U.S. Undersecretary of State for Arms Control and International Security, Bonnie Jenkins, such help may be in the pipelines. Ambassador Jenkins had said in June, during a visit to Guyana, that the U.S. is looking at funding countries in the region who develop a national action plan to tackle the trade in illegal arms. Gerald Bryan, The Evening News.
And now for a look at the bridge reports.
There will be no retraction of the Demerara Harbour Bridge on Tuesday, July 30th, 2024. Meanwhile, the BERBICE River Bridge is scheduled to be closed to vehicular traffic at 12:35 on Tuesday, July 30th, 2024 for a period of 1.5 hours.
Limited grass mount tickets made available for CPL playoffs and Windies looking ahead to South Africa series after whitewash. Details of these stories and more coming up in the Sportcast, sponsored by MacCorp.
Welcome to Jumbo Jet Auto Sales, your premier destination for Sinotruck. Looking for top-of-the-line trucks in Guyana? Look no further than Jumbo Jet Auto Sales, the exclusive dealer for Sinotruck, the leading manufacturer from China, specializing in a wide range of truck models. Sinotruck, setting the standard in Guyana. Sinotruck has already established its dominance in the Guyanese market, surpassing all others with a commitment to South America. Guyana stands as the flagship dealer in the region, providing quality trucks tailored to the demands of the construction and mining industries. Experience unmatched quality. Don't miss the opportunity to enhance your fleet with Sinotruck, designed to meet the rigorous demands of construction and mining sectors in Guyana. Elevate your operations with the reliability and performance of Sinotruck today. Exceptional after-sales support that exceeds your expectations. Count on us for all the spare parts you need to keep your fleet running smoothly. Visit our showrooms. It's located at East Bank, Land of Canaan, Eccles, our head office Georgetown, Ogle, and in Berbice, Chester, and Bushlot to find the perfect addition to your fleet. Jumbo Jet Auto Sales, your trusted partner for superior truck solutions. Don't compromise on quality. Choose Sinotruck at Jumbo Jet Auto Sales and drive success in your construction and mining in.
Looking to bring your dream home to reality? Or simply taking on a home improvement project? Then National Hardware Limited is where you should start. Let us put that touch to your home. Choose from over 1,000 Berger Paint original hues for any surface. We are known for our trusted brands such as Westinghouse, Philips, Sadco, Rubbermaid, Pyrex, Gibson Home, and so much more. National Hardware Limited, your do-it-best store. Located in downtown Georgetown and industrial site Rhymeville.
Love using iBet Supreme? Now is your chance to refer and make money with iBet. Refer your family and friends to iBet, and each new sign-up gets $1,000 in bonus credit, and you will earn $500 cash for each referral. But wait, it gets better. Each time your friends top up their iBet Supreme account, you get 1% cash of the top-up value. So ready to make some money? Visit ibetgamesui.com/refer to get started, or WhatsApp or call 592-608-5065.
Gold mining can be expensive if you don't have the right tools. Mining requires engines that can pump high volumes of water and slurry, the most tried and tested of which are Deutz engines. Deutz engines are among the most reliable in the world. Where can you get them? At your #1 industrial solutions provider, Sylvies. We have them in 2 to 6 cylinders, ranging from 23 horsepower to 80 horsepower. Most miners use Deutz engines because they're lightweight, use less fuel, and require less maintenance because they are air-cooled. So what are you waiting for? If you can't make it to our 31 High and Hatfield Streets Georgetown location, we can deliver. Give us a call on 227-6226 or WhatsApp us on 623-7755 or visit our website sylviesonline.com. Sylvies Industrial Solution, proudly serving Guyana for over 4 decades.
Make your home look great with sash windows from Gaffurs. They're fitted with 4mm thick glass, with a male and female frame that's easy to join. Comes with a built-in mosquito screen. You can adjust the opening for ventilation to suit yourself. And it has a safety locking mechanism too. Yes, Gaffur's sash windows not only look good, they've got all the great features that make them the best design in windows anywhere. Get Gaffur's sash windows for the perfect fit and finish for your home from the MacDoom Mega Store and Gaffur's outlets at Parika, Means, Land of Canaan, Rose Hall, Beatty, Kanji, and Diamond. Call 223-9896 for more information anytime.